Welcome to The Walk-In, a podcast where doors stay open and stories unfold one conversation at a time. Hosted by Christopher Michael Sean, author, poet, actor, and lifelong student of people and purpose. Here, you're more than just a listener. You're part of the room, part of the story. In every episode, someone sits down, breathes deep, and shares what drives them, what keeps them moving, and what keeps them dreaming. This is a space for dreamers, doers, and those still finding their way. So pull up a chair, pour something warm, and let's take a walk into the soul.
Hello everybody and welcome to something of an interesting episode. If you guys remember Adeline from way back whenever we first started the podcast all those months ago, Adeline was one of our first guests and she's actually returned here today to do something a little bit different, something a little nice, honestly, more personal. She's going to sit with me and do kind of like a soul reading. She's going to draw a picture of a rose and tell me what that rose means for me and for my life. The conversation got very personal and honestly brought up some stuff that I haven't thought about in eons. So definitely a disclaimer there. There is some viewer discretion advised for some trauma stuff there, but definitely a good conversation, a great time, and I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Oh, he must like you then, because he's super quiet compared to usual. So.
Told you I'm good with animals.
That's good. Mr. Risky. Mr. Risky. He is like a lawnmower right now. Just super purring.
Let me see he's happy.
Yeah. If you listen to any of my episodes, you can hear him a lot in the background. Just meow.
Alright. I need you to say your name 3 times. Your full name.
Christopher Michael Sean. Christopher Michael Sean. Christopher Michael Sean.
One more time.
Christopher Michael Sean. Christopher Michael Sean. Christopher Michael Sean.
We'll see. Short. Like a box. Long, short, 7. Huh. Huge. Huge. All right, so the reason I ask you for your name, the way that this reading works is what I call like a past, I don't call it, it's actually called a past life rose reading. And I utilize your voice and the vibration of your voice to create a flower that is special to you, a rose actually, and that rose tells me a little bit about yourself. Yours is a little bit different. is actually flat, which I never seen one like that before, but it's really, 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 really open. And it almost feels like from the top to, you know how a rose has like that in depth? Yours is not like that. It's like really thin, almost like a 1 inch. And I feel the number 1 inch. And I think that I circle it because that feels important, the number 1 for you. And it feels like a box, almost like hidden. There's things that are hidden inside that you continue to naturally let people see. The rose is also dark. It's almost like it has reddish mixed up with like black. So what that is giving me is like that red, that color passion is kind of being like covered with like all this everything that you're allowing it to kind of like, you're allowing everything from the outside to be dumped on your passion. And that's what I'm getting from that color, where you have like red and black kind of mixed in together. But what you don't understand is like usually when you have like dark, it doesn't have to be in a negative connotation. You're just allowing it to be a negative connotation. What else is dark? Soil's dark. But soil's not a bad thing, right? You can put a seed in it and something can grow really beautifully, but you're just not allowing it to grow. I think the box for me is showing, like I told you, like hidden feelings and hidden emotions, things that you're not allowing the world to truly see who you truly are. Like there's some specific emotions that you're keeping inside. And I think it truly has to do with your past, because when I look at your stem coming all the way down, the left side of your stem is actually quite longer than the right, almost like a point. Think about it like a sword, which is really, really pointy and damagey. Left to me represents past, while right represents future. If your left is longer and is causing this look almost like a sword, there's something that's hurting you that's part of your past. What's not concerning but like weird to me is that as soon as I came in and I sat down to start, before you said your name, I felt musk, almost like a chalice, and smoke, like a cigarette almost, but tobacco wise, like a big tobacco. I don't know if you had somebody that used to like almost like a cigar. It literally felt like a cigar. So I'm not sure if you had anybody in your past who would like smoke cigars, but it felt very musky, somebody very masculine. Kind of like a musky energy. But it's not you. There's just a musky energy around you. Does that make any sense or resonate?
I can't think of anybody who smokes cigars, but I know my mom smokes cigarettes.
Okay.
I know whenever I was younger, my mother would, she would smoke like a pack or two a day. I know that. She recently quit. She started using patches and stuff. Cigars, the only connection to that is, there was someone in Norman, Oklahoma, who was an old friend of mine, who would always want to go smoking with me, and I told him that like I didn't smoke. And I tried smoking with him like once, and I was like, okay, that's okay. Like maybe like once a year we could do like a tradition of that. But
Where did your mom learn how to smoke from?
my mom learned how to smoke. It was from high school. She learned it in high school.
Okay.
It's like it was like a fad that everybody was doing back then.
So like grandfather didn't smoke or anything that you know of?
Her grandfather did smoke. Her grandpa did smoke. I knew her. It's my great grandpa. I knew him. He passed away like.
The only reason I'm asking is because the energy is very masculine, right?
Yeah.
So, unless your mom has a very masculine personality, then it would not resonate, right?
I know my great grandfather. He definitely did smoke a lot, and he was told a lot that he needed to stop. I kind of remember him smoking cigars, but I only remember like seeing him smoke cigarettes. But he might have smoked cigars a couple of times.
So I put in parenthesis two, because like I said, it feels like cigar, but it's almost like that, ugh, like I don't.
Chewing tobacco.
Yeah, like tobacco's really, really, really strong, right? Tobacco's really, really strong. And I put in parenthesis two because I'm not sure if I'm getting somebody who chews tobacco or smokes cigars, but tobacco is just really strong. And just kind of, keep that as we go by.
I mean,
but
chewing tobacco, definitely. That would explain a lot, actually, especially with the past, because it's something that I definitely don't talk about. It's something that I've avoided bringing to New York. Is what happened in 2011, which was my mom and my stepdad got divorced. And my stepdad, he did chewing tobacco like every single day, and very masculine, very big, very tall, very muscular, very physically abusive.
And that's what I mean, like that feeling, like I said, like, when I'm chewing, like, ugh, like, that feeling of like, I don't want to say disgust, but like almost like, ugh, like get away from me. Like that's what I'm getting from, right? Like it was kind of like this energy is like really weird, which that actually resonates to me, this little box, when you say it's something that I don't like to talk about, because that's the first thing that came up, right?
Yeah.
So to me, this is where you are at your point in life, whatever happened in that moment, because now that makes sense to me, right? Like when you said about your mom and the cigarettes, like it's not resonating to me. I didn't really get anything. When you said about your grandfather, it didn't really resonate to me. But when you speak about that, that's when my senses calm down, which means that you're in the right. That's where we're at. That's
okay.
And that makes sense to me. That why I wrote you right here. And I kind of put it in parentheses because that's important. That musky, and the chalice cup almost gives me that vibe. And you not sure if you see it, but like I lined it in the bottom because the chalice almost gives me the feeling of I'm the king, right? Do as I say. Type of deal. It is a person with a very dominant personality, somebody who wants everybody else to kind of bow to them. And that's kind of like where the chalice comes to me, as in like royalty. Like they believe they're royalty, they believe everybody else has to do what they're asking them to do, kind of like very controlling type of environment. And that's where whatever happened there in this past is still affecting you till today. And it's affecting you in a way that if you do not let it go, you're not going to be able to grow the way that you need to grow. And that's why I see your rose so short. You're not allowing yourself to expand. And some of the things that you're doing now and you're allowing other people to do to you, it's going to be due to what happened to you here.
Okay.
Some of the things that you have observed and watched are things that subconsciously you have allowed to take with you. And I'm hearing it's time to let go, right? These are things that do not serve you. So take what you need to learn and let it go, because it was not for you at all. The lesson was not for you. I'm almost hearing that you involved yourself without knowing that you involved yourself, if that makes any sense, right? Like that lesson of him being part of your life was not a lesson for you. It was a lesson for somebody else. And yet the things that you have watched and the things that you have seen and the things that you have lived, you have taken with you deeply, and you have them deep inside, right? That rose is still allowing you to let people kind of shit over you, if that makes any sense, right? And you have to learn to find your true self and who you truly are, and find that confidence to get where you need to be. And you're still allowing other people to kind of, and I'm hearing that, right? Like, just kind of put dirt over you, and it's not allowing you to shine. When I see your rose, I'm not seeing any like shine or sparkles or glitter. I'm not truly seeing anything light around it at all. It's very dark, and it's not dark in like a devil way. No, it's very dark as in you have not allowed your inner self to actually come out and truly show the world who you truly are. It's almost like you're trying and you're getting covered, and every time you try, you feel like you go backwards, and every time you try, you kind of feel like you go backwards. But I see the red, so the passion is there. You definitely have a lot of passion for a lot of things. Stand up for yourself. That's what I hear. Stand up for yourself and speak your truth. Okay, I don't know what that signifies to you, but when I hear speak your truth, I actually see the words getting really big. Speak your truth. So that's for you to determine what it means, right? 7. What does the number 7 mean for you?
Seven. I don't know. I'm feeling a month. What month is 7?
July.
July. July is significant. That's the month that I left Oklahoma for New York, specifically.
Oh, that's
So,
funny.
I don't know if that's significant at all, but
Well, it would be significant because didn't you say that you met this person in Oklahoma?
yeah,
You left them behind. Okay.
yeah. So that whole situation. It was in 2011. I was 12, and so my mom. It was January 1st, and my mom woke us all up at like 8 o'clock in the morning. January 1st, 2011, 8 o'clock in the morning, and she called us all into the living room. She asked somebody to go wake up my stepdad, and my sister did. What I didn't know at the time is that my sister had gone in there and lied to my stepdad and said, "Oh, his mom is trying to steal all the alcohol, drink all the beer, whatever." Both of them drank a lot, and so he went in there, and he picked up this big thing of beer and just threw it across right over my head and into the dining room, and the smell permeated and just flooded my nostrils. It's one of the reasons I just can't stand alcohol.
That explains the musky smell.
Yeah, and he went in there, he threw the living room table forward. My mom was like frozen in shock. I kept like falling in between the two cushions of the love seat, and he would like reach forward and like grab my shirt, pull me out, and slam me back down, and he would say, stop doing that. Like, he would curse at me. Eventually, like, my mom got up. He ended up breaking my sister's wrist, and my mom trapped him in their bedroom, got them in their bedroom, and trapped him in their bedroom. Everybody left the house. It's like 7 of us between like
You said 7 of you guys?
It was, yeah. It was me, my brother, my sister, and a couple of stepbrother, stepsister, and my mom and my stepdad. So it was 7 of us, and everybody left the house except for me, and then my mom and my stepdad were in the bedroom, and I was in the gala, and I remember the police showed up. But before the police showed up, actually, I went to go call the police, but I thought to myself, like, who's going to listen to me? Who's going to believe me? Like, why would they listen to me? So I didn't even call.
Speak your truth.
Yeah, I didn't even call. And what this is going to get really deep. What ended up happening is my sister had left and called the police and blamed everything on my mother, and basically told the police that my mother went on a rampage, started beating all of us, broke her wrist, slammed me on the couch, and the police showed up. They arrested my mom. They detained my stepdad. I was tricked into a police car. They said, "We got to go find your sister. Come help us." They got me into a police car. They sent me to DHS custody and into foster care. And the person who put us into foster care, the person who was our caretaker, was actually my sister's boyfriend's parents. And it turns out that a couple months prior, my sister was caught doing the nasty on the living room couch, and my mom kicked out her boyfriend. And my sister vowed for revenge. And that's why my sister lied to my stepdad. That's why my sister left and called the police. And for a long time, I blamed myself for not having called. But I realized that that was a lot to put on a child, that I was young and that wasn't my responsibility. Unfortunately, the outcome is that my mother doesn't believe that I didn't do that. She believes that I was siding with my sister, that everything my sister did and said, I was also doing and saying. My sister doesn't speak to me. She says that because I still speak to my mother, that I'm not to do anything with my niece or my nephew. And that's something that really kills me today, is that I don't get the opportunity to talk to my niece or nephew. I don't get to be an uncle, which I really wanted to be an uncle, because I'm not a dad. And I guess, yeah, I've been really quiet about it to my family, to my mom, to my dad, about how the whole thing makes me feel, and about, like whenever I went home in September to finalize my divorce, I was at my dad's house in Kentucky, and he was video chatting with my niece and nephew, and I had to just sit there and be quiet and pretend I didn't exist, and that's what
Why?
it really hurt me.
Speak your truth.
Because I felt like if I would have said anything, it would have caused conflict with my sister, between
You
my
need to
dad and my
speak your
sister.
truth.
Yeah. I've met them before. They definitely know I exist, but they haven't really said anything. It's not really something I've opened up about, and it's not really something that I talk about. It's something that I just kind of let exist and let happen.
And it's inside of the box. All these emotions and feelings that you have hidden.
It would be about my family.
Yeah.
That would be...
And that's what's keeping you from moving forward.
Oh.
This experience right here is exactly what's keeping you from moving forward and getting the things that you need in life. Because you still haven't yet to learn the lesson. Because the lesson wasn't for you, and yet you took it in a whole negative connotation. Sometimes you need to accept things for what they are and move forward, right? And be grateful for the things that you do have.
I guess
right?
what I've been doing instead of dealing with that is kind of numbing myself. That's the one thing that I've numbed myself to, and that's definitely...
But it's still there.
It's still there.
You have hidden it inside of a box deep inside where you're not allowing yourself to feel the actual emotion and release it and let go of what does not serve you. And it's time to let it go. And that is really strong. Time to let go of what does not serve you. Because it's not your burden to carry. It's not your burden, right? Like it broke your family and you're feeling all this guilt. But it's not your guilt to feel. It's not for you to have at all. While you were talking, when you said the number 2011, it felt really strong that you need to forgive. And you need to let it go. You need to forgive and understand. It's unfortunate that they acted that the way that they did. It's unfortunate that they didn't love themselves enough as a whole and they didn't understand the connection from them to the universe, that they felt the need to do these things and hurt the people around them. Because really what they did, they took the opportunities from themselves as well. But you don't have to do that to yourself.
Excuse me.
Because all these times that you're having all the, these feelings of, I want to be an uncle, and it's unfortunate that I can't talk to my sister, or I'm having, an experience with my family and I can't speak up about it. You're living in a fear, and you're living in these negative emotions that are keeping you from being who you truly are, and hiding your shine and hiding who you are. And that comes really strong, right? Like, speak your truth. It's your truth. Nobody has the right to take that away, whether they like it or not. And if they feel that they're going to be angry over it, that's their emotions. It's unfortunate for them. But you shouldn't have to walk life and tippy-toe around everybody because you're kind of scared of how they're going to react, how they're going to feel. Those are their feelings, and those are their emotions to carry. That is not your burden to carry at all. Mm-hmm. And the moment that you're able to speak your truth, you're actually going to relieve yourself from this burden. And you're going to be able to move forward in freedom. And that feels really strong.
I think Risky agrees.
What?
I said I think Risky agrees.
Yeah.
He was enjoying it. He was just laying there for a good minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the most chill guy you'll ever meet. He gets mad at me if I was leaning over to clean something earlier and he jumped on my back.
Yeah. This is for you. You can keep this paper if you want.
Yeah, I'll put it up in my my wall of decorum over here.
You see? I told you.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I liked it.
You see that? I would have never known.
That yeah, because it's like I definitely know that I've been numbing myself to it, and I realized that in September whenever I was at my dad's house, because I was like, I'm sitting there at my dad's house and we're watching Netflix, and then my sister calls, and then I just felt the inclination to just stay quiet, and that's something that I've been thinking about, but I don't really talk about it, I don't really talk, honestly, I don't think I talk about my family at all in New York. I talk about my mom and my brother, and that's pretty much it, but, risky, but, well, I appreciate it. That was a lot of fun.
Usually when I get the rose, what it does, it tells me a lot about the person and what they've been keeping inside, and everybody's kind of different. I've been able to see, double stems, which shows me you do have the number 2 in your rose, by the way. And the leaves actually quite show a lot of creativity. In the past, huge family. In the present and future, it's almost like you try to do something creative and it kind of got shut down, and now you're doing it and it's kind of booming out, right? And that's where I get this twin flame type of leaf, where it's growing faster and bigger than before. That's usually what the leaf represents.
That's definitely the podcast. I'm not even gonna lie. The podcast has been the most consistent, most vibrant thing.
But at some point, you must have tried or started it and it didn't work, and then you did it again and it's bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's why I got it a double.
So a long time ago, years ago, my friends kept telling me to start a podcast. Your voice is great. You're inspiring, all that, and was like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I have it, have it in me and stuff. But, whenever I came here, I didn't even think about it. But there was a point where it just kind of clicked in my head, and I was like, why don't I just do it? Why don't I just try it and just stay consistent with it, stay disciplined with it?
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing, and it's been working.
And that's what it felt over here. Where it's booming and it's almost like fire, like it's going somewhere, right?
It's interesting that it's fire because I just used an analogy in the last episode that I just got done recording about. So his name is Ziello. He's a voice actor, and he's wanting to start coaching people with his voice acting skills. And I told him, I was like, that's the most inspiring thing for me is to see those that I've inspired. It's like I'm holding a lantern and I'm sharing some of my flame, and you're holding a torch, and now you're going to go share your flame.
Nice.
And then we're going to have a whole world with people ignited with inspiration and motivation. It's interesting. That's really awesome. Interesting.
And that's what it felt like. It felt like fire. Like a flame that's like growing, and that's why I kind of drew it double. That's kind of cool actually.
Yeah, the podcast is where I'm trying my best to be authentic and real and raw, even with my emotions and my story and everything. That's why I'm fine with putting my story out there, because it's like it's the one place where I feel like my voice has a home,
Yeah.
And it's my one place where it's like, it doesn't matter what the world thinks about my truth. Here, this is where my truth belongs, and it's the place. It's a home for everybody else's truths as well.
Yeah.
So where it's like, stand up for yourself. That's literally the message of my podcast. Give yourself, like, let's give your dreams a voice. Give your story a voice. Because, and the reason
But you're not truly doing it for yourself, and that's what that message is for you.
I can see that.
Because you're giving the message for everybody else, and yet you're not doing it for yourself fully, to the full extent.
I guess I'm fearful that if I talk too much about me, then it'll be too egocentric,
And that makes sense why number 1 came up.
Why?
Because you're fearful of being one, and it's not. It's okay to speak your truth. Remember when I said the number 1 will come up later? That 1 inch?
Yeah.
Right? That 1 inch is going to have a significance. Number 1. It's fine. Right?
Makes sense.
Like, you need to speak your truth. You're giving this message to everybody else, and yet you're not practicing it yourself to the fullest of its extent. And you're living in fear. And this fear that you have learned from this whole entire experience that you need to let go.
That makes sense.
Does it resonate now?
Yeah. It's definitely something I
And
need
that's
to work
what I do. Because my readings, what they bring is what from your past has affected you that is not allowing you to grow today, so you can find your higher self and find your full potential. What exactly is causing you to not be who you truly need to be today? And finding that trauma that we can take out of the way.
That's good. That's good.
There you go. That's your reading for the day. I don't even need to use the tarot cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was excited about the tarot cards.
Were you?
Yeah.
I mean, we can do it a different time.
We can do it a different time.
Yeah,
I don't want to take too much of your time.
Doing this takes actually a lot of energy.
Yeah, no
Because remember, I had to use your voice and get into the vibration of your voice to be able to get that energy.
Yeah.
The tarot cards are a little bit more straightforward because the tarot cards speak on your energy, right? Like you're putting your energy into the cards, and my job is to decipher what it actually says.
Okay.
So this is a lot more easier than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was excited to know my future. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I don't want to drain your energy. I know it's late, and I really appreciate. Like, this is awesome. This was incredible. Like, I feel open emotionally.
So you have the minor arcana 8 of Pentacles come up, which it has to do with skill development, repetitive tasks, apprenticeship, patience, and waiting, which is what this is all about.
Consistency.
Correct.
Consistency. Yeah.
And where you're growing and yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. We were talking about that in my last episode with Yella too, about how important consistency is. He says that he struggles with consistency, but seeing me remain consistent is what inspires him to be consistent, to fight for consistency. So,
Creative opportunities, youthful energy, curiosity, possibility, and intuitive messages. The answer for your question is yes. So whatever you were asking today, the answer is yes.
something that I asked today, and the answer is yes. See, now I've got to figure out what that was. I guess I should listen to my previous episode and
You
see if I
should. You
asked
probably
myself
were
the question.
talking about a question and, kind of having a wonder out there. But the
Gosh.
answer is yes.
That's a 58-minute episode.
There
I have
you
to
go.
listen
Then
to
you're
the
going to
whole
have...
thing.
Yeah, there you go.
I have to figure out what question was I asking.
That is hilarious.
Okay, I'll have to get back with... I'll have to text you and be like, this is what the question was. I'll have to figure that one out.
So how do you feel about the reading?
No, it was good. So I went into it thinking like, so I had a tarot reading done on me years ago, like 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay.
And it was at a medieval fair. As soon as I walked in, like my nose got clogged, my throat hurt. It was hard for me to speak, and my mind felt fogged as well whenever I walked in there. And whenever she did my tarot reading, she did it kind of pointed towards my girlfriend at the time, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna have a lot of kids with this girl, all this stuff," and it didn't feel legit. It didn't. I felt completely like clogged up. Like I could not breathe because my nose was clogged up. I had a headache. I felt nauseous, but so here I was going, okay, like I love you, Adeline, but I'm not gonna give you anything. I'm gonna let you give me, and then I'll see what I feel. That's what I'm gonna do. So I was like, because if I give you an ounce, you're gonna give me a gallon sort of deal. So I'm like, okay, let me see what she gives. And then you started saying this stuff, and I was like, well, as soon as you said Musk, I thought of Randall, which is his Wade, which is my stepdad's name. I thought of him, but then I was like, there's no way. Like he didn't smoke cigars. But then he was like, well, it might have been Chew, and I was like, okay, that's him. I was like, there's only one person in my life. That's him. So it's like
that's why when you kept saying like your mom and then your grandfather smoked and you've seen him do cigars, I'm like, no, this is not resonating. It is not.
Yeah. I was like, man, okay, something in my past that I haven't dealt with.
Something is not. Yeah, so this is definitely not resonating.
It definitely.
But the moment that you spoke about my mom's and I was like, it just felt right. It was like, yep, this is it.
Yeah.
Yes, this is exactly what it is.
It gives me a lot to think on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And that's why I you keep the paper so you can see it. It's the first time that I see a rose like this.
Really?
Yes. So every rose is completely different. Everybody has gone through something completely different. And the rose allows me to give them information about themselves. And, whether it's their past or, whatnot. I find it beautiful. Like every rose is different. Every rose is different. I still haven't been able to do a reading where any rose is the same or even similar or even close to each other. Even the colors, it shows me a lot about them. Like depending on the mixture of colors, it can give me information about them. Like orange and yellow, somebody who is sad and happy at the same time. That's what I get from that. When I get green and blue, somebody with some sexual deviance, that they're struggling with, and yet the blue that they're trying to come out with healing, right? They're trying to heal whatever happened. In some instances, it could be rape. In some instances, it could be them, having that, sexual deviance, in whatever sense. Every color shows me something completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So like every rose is different and different patterns. Some roses are closed. Some roses have big petals. Some roses are like rock outside. Out the outer layer is like rock, which shows me somebody who's hardened. Somebody who lacks communication skills. So like everything
Okay.
represents something really specific about the
Makes
person.
me- makes
Which
me-
yours, if you look at it, is really open. And I don't know if you noticed that, right? Like it's like super open here. And I think I wrote open somewheres in here. The flat rose dark. Maybe I
Is that
didn't.
open?
Yeah, there you go. Open. Which for you it would make sense because you are a great communicator, right? And you communicate very, very well. Which that will resonate, right? Like you are a communicator, and sometimes you do talk in circles. So
That
which
makes
will
sense.
make sense why your rose is like.
No, in the last episode too, we literally commented on how him and I both talk in circles. We made like 14.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
funny. Because you do it, and your roses like that. Like some roses are actual petals coming out. Some roses, I have gotten roses that are literally like a labyrinth. That's how you say it in English.
Labyrinth, yeah.
Like that, where it shows me that the person is constantly trying to find an out to their problems, and they're always finding blockages, and they're not being able to pass their blockages, so they kind of give up a lot, right? Somebody who gives up a lot.
Okay.
So like everything shows me like something about that person that is a very specific emotion or skill that they possess. So seeing the rose is actually quite amazing.
Yeah,
And
no,
it
that's awesome.
literally represents who you are.
Hey there, this is friend of the show, Anthony Ziello, and I just wanted to say thanks for stepping into the walk-in today. If this episode spoke to you, go ahead and follow the show, and catch us every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can find the walk-in on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube Podcasts, pretty much anywhere you listen. And if you want to hang with our community, come join the Discord. We'd love to have you there. A huge shout out to the Podmatch community for having us with them. Their support for dreamers is unmatched. Until next time, take a breath, stay inspired, and as always, we'll walk together again next week.